Hi, I am Kristen Vassar, life coach for moms, and this video is to help you learn 3 strategies that will help you stay calm when she is not. So she is talking about your daughter. When your daughter is complaining to you or yelling at you, talking back to you, stomping, slamming her door, rolling her eyes, all the things that all of our daughters do and we get angry at, we get annoyed at, we get whatever at. I'm going to teach you how to remain calm and to decide ahead of time how you want to react to your daughter. So in this video, you will learn how to remain calm. You will learn how to model appropriate behavior for your daughter instead of getting to her level, because we all know that our children learn from what we do and not from what we say. So when she's yelling at us and we're yelling back at her, stop yelling, then we're teaching her to yell, even though we're saying stop yelling. So we're going to go ahead and model for her how to appropriately behave. And also, all of these tools that I'm going to teach you, you can use in every area of your life, not just with your daughter. You can use it with whomever, your child, your students, your coworkers, your husband, your mother. All of these strategies can use for everything, even like for you, your relationship with you, your job, all the things. So the most important rule is you can only control and change yourself. I am not going to teach you how to change your daughter. That's not what this is about, because guess what? You can't. Your daughter has hormones. Your daughter is going through things. She's going to yell at you. She's going to talk back at you. It's just to make you feel better when she's doing those things. That's all. That's all I can do. So, do your current interactions look like this? Your daughter talks back, she yells, she insults you. You think she should not speak to me like that. You feel frustrated and angry. Then you yell back at her. You make threats if she doesn't stop, like I'm going to take your phone away if you don't stop. You question yourself as a mom. You get down to her level. And then the end result is you end up talking to her exactly how you're telling her not to talk to you. So then you tell yourself you shouldn't be like that. And then you feel guilt. You feel shame. I'm not doing this right. So is that a cycle that's happening in your house? I bet it is, because it's happened in my house plenty of times. So really important, we teach our children, our daughters, through our modeling. We can't yell at them and expect them to act any differently than we do. She's simply just mirroring our behavior. That's what our kids do. And before I move on, something super important, please don't use this to create shame for yourself. Like, I'm teaching her how to yell. It's all my fault. It's not your fault, because you didn't know better until maybe this very moment. Okay? You didn't learn the strategies that will help you to help her. That's what I'm going to show you. So take the blame away and just let's learn. Let's see, what can we do starting today? How can we stop the cycle? So these are my 3 strategies. The first strategy is to manage your mind, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. Second strategy is stop making it about us as moms. The third strategy is take should out of the equation. Step 1, manage your mind. What does that mean? So it means decide ahead of time the result you want with your daughter. Decide which actions will accomplish this, which feeling will help you to do these actions, what thought will make you feel this way, and then practice it ahead of time. Practice the thought, write it down, say it to yourself. Expect her to be upset. Say, okay, the next time she's upset, this is what I'm going to do. Visualize yourself doing this. Okay, so let me just take it back. What I used to do is my daughter would do something. I would say, she shouldn't talk to me like this. She shouldn't act like this. She shouldn't be doing this. And I would react. I would yell at her. I would send her to her room. I would take her phone away, all the things. And what I was creating is a disconnect between she and I. So what I want for my children is when they grow up, I want them, as they get older and they're getting into things that are more and more difficult and scary for them. I always want them to come back to me. So I'm consciously creating a relationship with my daughters that they were able to feel comfortable communicating with me. That is my result. That is my goal that I want. So the actions that I have started doing that really have worked, I even asked my daughter, like, have you noticed that I've changed the way that I communicate with you? And she said yes, and she really likes it. But anyway, so when my daughter does something that is maybe like inappropriate or just not unexpected, something that's not really okay or whatever, I take a little time and I remind myself this is my end goal for us to be able to communicate with each other, for me to be her safe space. And so I think about it, and then I say, okay, go to my room. We go to my room, and what I do, the actions that I do is I ask her questions. I'm very curious with her, and I listen to her answers, where before I would like bark at her and yell at her. I listen, and then I always kind of say, like, just remember, like, I'm here for you. So I'm very calm, and I just remind her that I love her no matter what. So that's an action that I take. I hug her, all the things for her to feel comfortable opening up to me. And I found that this has really helped our relationship. And the thought that makes me feel this is that I am here to guide my children. So instead of making it like a big thing if she does something wrong, I just say, oh, she made a mistake. She needs my help. I'm going to help her. That's my job. So when I think that thought, I feel calm, and then I can talk to her the way I want to. So again, before I even talk to her, I make sure that I'm in the right headspace and I think the thought first. So here's another example. Again, the circumstances: she talks back to you, she yells, she insults you. We're not changing your daughter. You could think she needs a moment and is unable to hear me right now, and then you feel patient. So your actions could be: you talk to her when she's calm, you remind her that it's okay to be upset, but not okay to speak to you like that. You give a calm consequence if needed, and the result is you're modeling how to communicate calmly. Okay, so you're creating a result of your daughter learning from your actions, not from what you're saying. And also probably a result is you feel better when you're disciplining her. It doesn't even have to be disciplining her, just talking to her, communicating. Step number 2 is stop making it about you. When she's yelling at you, do you think things like, why is she talking to me like this? Why doesn't she appreciate me? I'm not a good mother because my daughter treats me like this. Do you think things like that? If you're thinking things like that, I want you to stop yourself, and I want you to stop making it about you and make it about her. And here's why. Your daughter is learning to communicate. She's learning. You're her teacher. She most likely has feelings she doesn't know how to deal with, hormones she has no idea about. She might just be confused with what is appropriate and what is not. It's not about you that you're doing something wrong. It's that you just have to correct her. None of that has anything to do with you and your worth as a mother. All of our daughters are yelling at us. It is not because we're bad mothers. It's because we haven't learned how to model, how to communicate. We haven't worked on our brains. We have to work on our brains, and then we can teach them how to work on theirs. And then the huge thing, and if you think this thought, I feel like this really helps you to calm down and be compassionate, is you are her safe space. So she's acting out her emotions, knowing that you're going to love her no matter what. And when you think that, and you really think like she must be going through something, it really brings you down. So again, it's not about you, it's about her. So here's some examples. Why is she so mean to me? Instead of thinking that, think she must be going through something and needs my support. Instead of thinking, why isn't she listening to me? This one is one that gets us so annoyed when we're like, can you bring your shoes up? And then you think, why doesn't she listen? I know I do this. And then I just remind myself, of course she's not listening. She doesn't care about a clean house. Like, she really doesn't care. She's 13. Why would she care about a clean house? That doesn't mean that I'm not going to say, like, hey, if you don't clean your room, then you can't do X, Y, and Z. But I don't get annoyed with it as much as I used to anymore, because I'm like, why would she want to? Like, this is my house. I like it clean. My room was messy when I was 13. I don't know about you. My room was awful. So stop thinking, like, why isn't she listening to me? And then just think, like, what can I do? What can I do to help her see that she has to clean her room? And step number 3, this is something you can use in all of your life. Super easy to watch yourself on. Stop saying should. So when you think she should not talk to me like that, or I should be able to discipline my daughter, are statements that cause you more hurt. So it adds on to the problem. You're making the problem worse when you use a should statement. So look at the situation without a should thought. Take it away. My daughter said this to me. That's what happened. What do I want to do in response? Not, she should not say that to me. You're adding on more pain when you try to argue with reality. She's going to talk back to you. Stop saying she shouldn't talk back to you. Stop saying she should clean her room right away. Say, of course she's talking back to me. What do I want to do now to help her move forward? And when you skip the part of the shoulding and allow space in your brain, you are much more easy to solve the problem. So how do you start? Again, decide on the relationship you want to have. That's huge. Just doing that will be so good for you. What actions can you take to create that relationship? Make a list. What can I do? What can you feel to act this way? Feel it in your body. Like, how do I want to feel in order to really show up with patience? Okay, I show up with patience, and then I'm going to wait until she's ready to hear me. Things like that. Practice thinking thoughts that create the feeling. Something like, this is not about me. I'm here to help her. Make it about her and not you. And then stop saying should. All right, so wrapping it up, I am here to help you. All I want to do at this point is I want to teach moms this strategy. So if you really want to dive deep into this, and I can help you create your plan of how you want to show up as a mom, what you want to create in your relationship with her, I can totally do that. And we can have a free one-on-one coaching session, and I can walk you through the process and find what works for you. I was really telling you my life examples there. So all you have to do is click and sign up today, and I am here to help you. I do want to say this. Please don't hesitate and think, oh, she wants to sell coaching to me. I don't. I truly, truly don't. In my heart, at this point, I just want to teach as many moms as I can this process to help you feel better about you as a mom. So I will coach you, and then I will say, thank you, goodbye, and that will be it. So if you would like to sign up, don't hesitate thinking this is a salesy thing. It's truly, truly not. Okay? So I hope to see all of you one-on-one so that we can learn how to manage our minds and feel better, and then teach our daughters and be amazing examples for them. So go ahead and click or email me if you have any questions. Thank you.